So that brings to actually finding growth in every experience that you mentioned. Uh, I would just want to take it one step ahead. I mean, reflecting on every experience also. So, because experiencing something today may be forgotten tomorrow, until unless we reflect on those experiences on ourselves and at least take one key takeaway from that experience or two key takeaways and inculcate those in our lives. So, if you can just elaborate on that.
That's what we have been talking about it many a times, that life is a continuous learning process. So you get experiences at all points of time. Just before that, I would like to say recently I had visited to one of the colleges in rural in Odisha. I mean, it's not exactly, it's a tier 2, tier 3 city, tier 3 town, small town. But college was very good. I was too impressed. Went there. One message which I spoke to the boys and girls there: always savor your experiences. Always those learning, you try to utilize it. Because my message to them was that a failure is not a failure till you repeat that act again. And again, success is not a success if you can't repeat that again.
Right, absolutely.
So this is what experience does to you. So you take the experiences and grow on it. You take, if it is a negative experience, if it has failed, if it has not worked, if it has given you something else, so you see what all not to do. Maybe you see what all not to do or what all to be done better. But if it has given you this experience has given you a positive results, then you work on it in a way that I can better it further. I can really come to the next level. So this is what is required, that you use each one of your experiences for your growth. And look at the world. I mean, all great people that we know of, they have done that. They have utilized it for the growth. They have utilized it for a positive way to go further.
Right.
Whether it is whether I mean, offhand, if I talk about let's say, whether it is Jawaharlal Nehru, whether it is Mahatma Gandhi, whether it's the current Prime Minister Modi ji, everybody is learning from their experiences and going to a next step.
Right.
And that's what has made them successful, and connecting at the right time and make them successful. So my viewpoint, as you was telling, that you have to savor all your experiences and try to really utilize it in a positive way.
I think I mean, one thing that you said is really, really profound. That failure is not a failure if you learn from it and
Don't repeat
don't
it
repeat it, and success is not a success if you cannot repeat
if you
it.
can't.
Uh, Coming to failures, I mean, like, definitely we hear more of success stories than the failure stories, because either the failures have been learned and converted into success, or they totally die down and we don't come to know of it. Any anecdote that you would want to, I mean, really, really elaborate on when it comes to learning from the failure and bringing it to success?
Yeah, I mean, let me not go from anybody else's experiences. There has been quite a lot of experiences in our own lives also. I mean, I can you if you once I give you those examples, probably you will also think, Acha, this is what we have also done. I have also tried to do. It's very simple example. When you are learning car driving, at that point of time when you are driving, if you remember, just remember the first days, you were using the brake too often, and that is what you did not know, the coordination between the brake and the clutch and the accelerator. And it happens to everybody. I don't know, think anybody who has learned first time the ride. So you apply the brake, you don't apply the clutch, the car stops. And sometimes somebody will come and hit you on the back, somebody scold you in the road if you are in a very. So what did you really learn from that? Okay, brake is there for More or less, brake is there for emergency and for whenever it is required. With all other things also, with reducing the accelerator, with pressing the clutch, and changing the gear, you can also control the speed to the extent possible.
Right.
This is in life also. You don't require a brake to control your speed. There are many other ways things are available which you can. So this has happened to me. The many other. Let's say I was in a location. I think I don't know whether I have shared any point of time. There was an incident which happened. We had run the ATF tanks, and we wanted to load it faster, so we ran with two pumps, and suddenly it almost went inside the tank went inside. A big failure. I tell you, it's a big failure.
Right.
But initial thought for all of us who were there was that because we used two pumps to suck faster, that's why this happened. But the learning was that when we went into the details and when we found out that every tank will have a mesh to breathe in and breathe out. Yeah. So they have a mesh. There has to be, if I remember correctly, it should have been 50 mesh. But somebody in his anxiety or in his thoughts of doing it very perfect, reduced it to 15 mesh. So that means the holes were very small, and over the period they got choked, and that was the reason why this got this got twisted or got sucked in this. Yeah. So this is the learning you learn. This is an experiment. From the experience you learn what you normally feel at the heck of it, or at just a drop of a hat you feel this is the reason for the failure. That may not be the reason.
So how does experiences dictate our growth?
Experiences give us all those inputs that is required. It is again on us how we utilize it.
Right.
So we can utilize it for our growth. We may ignore it and then forget it. So that this is one. So again, if you look at the when you are working in a scenario, when you are working in a situation, when you are working in a condition, the experiences that you are gaining, these experiences are providing inputs to your mind, which is assimilating it and which is also working on it. And when you are coming up with similar situations or larger situations in your life, these experiences are helping you. Okay, this is another point, is that as far as your growth is concerned, let's say your growth is concerned, your experience becomes the fodder for that. They become the fodder for that. They help you finally in reaching that place where you are, or reaching the place or the position or the command condition which you want to reach because of these experiences.
So, sir, people get experiences from reading, get experiences from actual experience being there, and so how should one actually treat each experience to be in their own life when it comes to reflecting on their own life? How should people really react to those experiences? Because what I believe is, until unless I relate to those experiences in one way or the other, I will not remember those experiences. I might have visited a number of places, I might have heard many talks, but only the ones that I remember are the ones where probably I could resonate a part of me in that.
Absolutely. I think you're 100% right on that. And reading Let's say reading about it can give you some glimpse, some idea, but experience is the best when you feel it, when you have done it, when it has happened to you,
Right.
when you have gone through it.
Right.
That is why in many places, I'll tell you example also. In many museums, say that like this Egypt Louvre has been just opened.
Yeah.
The caption is that experience it.
Right. Right.
You can read about it. You can see photos. You can even today it is possible through the AI. You can see everything
Right.
inside.
You can have a
But
3D
unless you
photo.
experience it, that joy that you feel will not be possible.
Right.
I'm telling from our own example. And we did a interpretation center in Konark. In fact, before you go to Konark, you go through that interpretation center.
Right.
That interpretation center gives all the details about Konark, what it should have been, those informations. Then there is a movie which is played about the folklores which are associated with Konark. Then there are some models which are kept. I always tell everybody, please experience it.
Right.
Then your visit to Konark temple will be much better than just going to Konark temple and seeing it and coming back.
Just taking some pictures.
So so this is what is experience.